Bubby, Bubby, Bubby Fancy Face.
Yeah.
He's so fancy. He's so poetic. Were those fucking song lyrics, or is it your original poetry?
Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
From A to B.
Shattered Cast Uncut. Is that you? Shattered Cast Uncut.
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 245. And I started on the 2, Bobby, because that's my favorite number.
Dude, shout out to starting on the 2. You know what I mean? Just jump ahead. Keep me on my toes. Keep it live.
This is Shattered Cast Uncut, and we have a truncated, abridged crew. I guess we are the Three Stooges. And what's that?
Just a
So the number one man who the Mo of the Three Stooges, the Bobby Skullface.
Yep.
You would be Mo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am currently looking at a Sideshow Collectibles premium format Psylocke statue that I'm seriously contemplating getting because I'm an idiot. It's $500. It's $569.
Yeah, but no one buys Transformers anymore, so you have extra money.
That is true.
$500 in your Detox could be $500 in your daughter's college account.
I know, Dad, but she's a quarter scale, so she won't even fit in the Detox now. What am I supposed to do? Actually, if it was up to Robert, I would make it fit. Make it work.
You should buy those quarter scale statues and just put them in your lawn like people do gnomes.
Like gnomes.
So you heard him. I guess you would be. I guess Larry, right? You'd be Larry.
Well, physically, I think Bobby would be Curly because he's bald.
Yeah, but he's Mo. He's Mo.
I think Matt would be Mo.
You're going based on haircuts.
No, I'm not. I'm going based on Matt's one that Matt gets agitated all the time. I guess I get agitated too, but
maybe he'd be.
I guess Shemp. Oh, ooh.
Matt would be Shemp.
You're bringing in the B team.
Yeah, Shemp was funny. I just figure I'm Curly just because I'm fat and I'm stupid. So we'll get right back around.
I didn't do my hello. I was going to say hello.
Hey, Greg.
My chosen pronouns for the evening are they, them, this, that, and the other.
That's offensive. That's very offensive. That's
Did you
very gender.
A Spanish, African American, or African Spaniard, I think, pansexual porn star named Rooster, and his pronouns are they and this, or they and them. And I read that because I accidentally clicked on a story I found online thinking it was going to go a completely different direction. And yeah. So now I know that, and you guys know it too. We're like a family.
Rooster, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What a cock. Yeah. Speaking of cocks, Bobby, did you get anything this week or have an opportunity to look at anything?
I did. I got the Zeta Toys Onslaught, which allowed me to make my brew tea cuss.
Oh, and I didn't see your Onslaught review. What's the skinny on how you got that so early?
So I mentioned it, but
I think you got no views. No one watched the Onslaught review. No one cares,
So a lot of people, a lot of distributors ship theirs by sea, and Titan One shipped theirs by air. So I was buying my Zeta through GCI. GCI knew how important it was to me to get that as soon as possible. He reached out to Titan One because he knew Titan One was getting it airshipped. Paid Titan One for one to send to me, and then I reimbursed GCI. Like, but it was a lot of people behind the scenes, like, making moves for me to get that, and like, that's fucking incredible. Like, I can't. I honestly, like, I can't express how grateful I am for that. Like, and I hope that people check out either one of those stores as a result, because they're good people. They're really genuinely good people.
His feelings were very hurt about your rejection of his offer to send you Challenger.
Who?
GCI.
But I wanted to look at Challenger. I don't look at yours. I know.
He was surprised. I was like, can you just, before you send it to me, send it to Bobby? Just, cut the middleman out. He's like, Bobby didn't want to look at that trash.
No, I just didn't want to buy it.
That's what I said. He's like, well, maybe.
Yeah. I just didn't want to buy it. Like, Transformers is a very interesting thing that way, man. Where like my segment of interest is very slim within the franchise of 30 years. Like, it's a very small pie, and that pie is drying up. Like, I
really is.
Tell you all months ago, and no one wanted to hear it.
Wait, are you talking about menopause?
I don't know. I think
menopause,
back.
Bobby?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Skrillex? What was your little ghost name? The ghost from NR.
Oh, what is that motherfucker's name?
Skrillex?
No, it's not Skrillex. That's a fucking dubstep guy. You love dubstep. You love dubstep. Dude, you love dubstep.
I played no dubstep for you because you're so pompous.
Dopest.
You know dubstep's not a thing in the future, right?
What'd you say?
Dubstep's not a thing in the future.
Right.
In fact, I heard it was for pussies. That's what Cable said.
That's true.
That was funny. I wish they played some good dubstep. It was kind of lame that they played some shit dubstep because it wasn't a good offering. It wasn't a good advertisement for dubstep. Did you get anything else?
No. I got a couple comic books, but
did you return anyone's toys that you didn't review?
That I didn't review? No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Battle of the Planets?
No. I reviewed. So I returned Battle of the Planets to you. And I did not review that. And I also returned Ghost in the Shell, the Major, to JD, and I did not review that either. And it is not necessarily that I did I didn't want to really review yours, but I did want to review the Major, but I wanted to review it with Joe, and when Joe and I, Joe was working crazy overtime, and I just couldn't get the schedules to connect for that portion of it before I had to see JD again and then save myself the shipping costs. So,
you see JD?
I saw him at NJCC.
Oh, that's.
I wonder if JD's coming down from Baltimore. JD, are you coming down from Baltimore? Hit me up.
He must have been so sad. His beard was probably mad droopy.
JD's good people, man. His girl's good people. There's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of potential. JD? Yeah. There's a lot of potential there to make a good family. Hint, JD.
Speaking of tattoos, how about the scandal about Lenny's back tat?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Who
is that crazy?
I hit that girl up, and I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Give a little background info.
Yeah, tell the story.
So Lenny posted that shit, and I saw it, and I was like, huh. I was like, that's pathetic. And then I clicked on her profile, and she lives here.
Well, what was it? For those who weren't paying attention on the Facebooks.
It was it was a picture of him with the Megatron and the Shockwave. It was his entire fucking back. And she's like, yeah, I drew this. My buddy tattooed it. And she was like, someone was like, can you do me a tattoo? And she's like, yeah. And then I saw it, I clicked on her profile, and she lives here in town. And then we were talking about it, and then it pops. She adds something else. She adds this other girl from the same group's tattoo and says that was her tattoo that she drew and got done on herself.
Scandalous.
And it was somebody else. Yeah, in Canada. And then I was like, okay. So I messaged her, and Kit was like, you messed that up. Because the first thing I did was like, hey, I know that guy. And then I was like, hey, I heard you do tattoos, hoping that she wouldn't catch on. And she was like, yeah, haha, I get it. Thanks for your interest, and blocked me. So I made a few phone calls and I made a few posts. So I don't know if she actually works at a shop or if she's just looking for attention. But either way,
I meant to claim credit for Lenny's earlobe stretching, but I never got around to it.
That's gross, Robert.
Oh yeah, well, I never even thought of it that way. Yeah.
And the worst part is her profile is covered in shit from Michigan, which is the Ohio State's rival team. So she's not going to get any kind of fucking commissions in this town anymore. But that shit was just unreal to me. And she was blocking all the guys and being rude, but apparently all the girls that messaged her, she was like super nice to them and didn't block any of them. So I don't know what the fuck's up with that shit. # feminist.
Speaking of feminist, did you get anything, Greg, or have an opportunity to look at anything?
I had an opportunity to look at I can't think of any prototypes that are out. I got the SH Figure Arts Iron Spider for my Spider-Man collection.
How is it?
It's fine. It's just like the one that I didn't like from Homecoming, except with different colors and arms. But the only reason I got it is because I got this. Oh, I got the Spider-Man game.
I
got the early access Iron Spider suit, and I made some really bad decisions while I was hyped up on Spider Crack. But I got a good deal for it. And I was like, yeah, I can always sell it. Because the Mafex one, I really want the Mafex one if it's decent. So I might just wait until I pre-ordered the Mafex on Amazon Japan for a really, really good price. And I might just sell this one and get the Mafex. I might just keep both. I don't know. Because Mafex will scale better with Marvel Legends than Figure Arts will. And all my other Spooderman is Marvel Legends for the most part. I do have one talking, obnoxious, like 10-inch Spider-Man, super basic, amazing Spider-Man 2 toy that my boss's daughter gave me for my display at work. So that's the odd man out. But everything else is Marvel Legends.
It's got to be awkward. You have to keep that big ass.
And people come in and fuck with it, and my boss will come in, and once it starts making noise, it will not. It's like the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime Spiders. It will not shut up for like 30 minutes. It's like Web Blast. I'm Spider-Man. Web Blast. Oh my God! Shut the fuck up! And my boss will come in and turn it on. Like, just to be a dick. I feel like I might have gotten something else, but I don't think I did. I mean, I'm not really... I was going to pick up the Lynx part of Skylinks, and then I decided that I should probably pay bills first.
You didn't get Punch Counterpunch? Was Punch Counterpunch waiting for you at home when you got home from work?
I did.
Punch Counterpunch waiting for you when you got home from work?
I did, and I got him, and he was misassembled, but then Allspark said he wasn't misassembled, and then he was misassembled, and I've taken him apart like 30 times trying to make sure I do the right thing.
Shout out to Jose.
Is Jose big on Get Punch Counterpunch?
Yeah, this was waiting for me when I got home from work. Lucky guy, lucky day.
That's funny.
Someone hates me.
Jose, what's going on with you, brother? Hit me up. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was gonna. You talking about Jose from RSC?
Yeah, Hurricane BX.
Yeah, they were doing he wanted to do a comic themed verbally challenge tonight, and I thought we were recording Wednesday, and I said I'd do it, and then I'm doing this. So depending on what time they record, I may jump off of here and jump onto there.
He had a verbally challenged. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said this, that, and the other thing.
He had a verbally challenged last week where it was just him and his sister talking, but it was an interesting conversation. Like, it was something different, but they both grew up in the Bronx, and she moved to Virginia, and he still lives in the Bronx, but it was him, like, asking her about, like, her lifestyle changes and shit, moving to Virginia, and, like, it was a very interesting conversation. And I also say to Hurricane, the DMV is open for business. So anytime you want to move on down this way, Mac, hit up Crab Country.
Fucking good fellas.
Crab Country.
Please tell me he said, "Let me ask you something," and she said, "Yeah, ask away."
Bronx is rough.
Yeah, no doubt.
It still is fucking rough.
Oh my god! I used to stay on Fordham Road for a while, and like it was a eye-opening experience, you know, to the different lifestyles of the world, I will say.
Nice. I didn't get 30 toys, so let me burn up one more minute, and then we can move on.
No, that's all good.
All right, ready?
Actually,
hold on. Let me start the stopwatch. Okay, go.
Actually, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, because I have two relevant things to talk about.
Hold on, I gotta reset the stopwatch. Hold on.
Well,
Okay,
I also
go.
got one more thing. I got to go see my favorite podcast that's not toy related live.
Oh, Boop Bop?
On Saturday.
What was it called? Boop Leap?
The Dollop.
Oh, the Dollop.
And it was great, but it was in a college lecture hall, so you were sitting in like high school auditorium seats.
Oh god!
And like by the end, I was like, "Wrap it up, guys! Wrap it up! Let's go!" And I kept getting called out, like not for anything bad. Like it's kind of cool. I hope it's in the recording when they post it. But they didn't serve any kind of alcohol. There was no sort of concessions, anything like that. And they come out with a big ass tub of beer, and the story was about the story they covered. They're an American history podcast, and the one guy does the story, he does the research, and then he tells the story to the other guy, and that's the funny parts, his reactions. And when they do live shows, they do typically it's American history, but they're huge in Australia. So when they're in Australia, they do Australian stuff, but they do like locale specific. And it was about these like super rich like oil and fracker, like coal and like all this shit, industrialists. That it's a whole story about Pittsburgh, but you know how like they started a war with the unions and blah 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 blah, and it was really funny because the guy was like, "Yeah, can you imagine having a whole bunch of people with nothing and like one or two people at the front with everything?" And then they held up their beers, and like people were like, "We're gonna rush the stage." It was really funny. It was a good experience. Pittsburgh is a super cool fucking city.
Now, did you come equipped?
Did I bring a steak to cook on a steel beam?
No. Did you have a bottle with booze in it?
I did. Kit handed me a flask and I put it in a Mountain Dew bottle, but there was a cop at the door.
How did you get a flask inside a Mountain Dew bottle?
I'd use the Detox method. But there was a cop at the door, so I just chucked it in the parking lot.
Oh, well, that's fun.
And then they didn't even search me.
Cop.
But yeah, it was cool. It was a good experience. Got to take some pictures, and it was fun. And then we went out with a buddy of mine's, a guy we work with, friend from college, and stayed at his house. He has a really cool house, and yeah, Pittsburgh's a cool city. I loitered in front of a no loitering sign. That was pretty cool. My second thing, this is relevant to Bobby and the DMV area. I listened, speaking and podcasting, that's why it's all relative. I finally jumped on that bandwagon and I listened to the Serial podcast, which is they do a story and it's one episode a week, and they cover the story. They cover one story like in a season. And what got them famous was the Saeed case. What was his name? Adnan Saeed.
Adnan Akach.
That took place in Baltimore, and they're interviewing people in Baltimore. I found out about Leakin Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, they found a body. They found the body in Leakin Park.
Oh.
They referenced that Wire episode where it was like, now when you go out looking for the body, only grab one that fits the description, or you'll be there all day. And
people were just waiting in trees, waiting to rob you. Like, just been waiting all day. Like, God damn, I'm waiting for motherfuckers to walk by.
She said that she was making small talk at like a gas station with someone, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm here. We're investigating a body found in Lincoln Park." And he's like, "Oh yeah, my uncle got found in Lincoln Park."
Oh boy!
And all the fucking people that they interviewed, like, it was just like, even if they sounded completely normal, they're like, oh yeah, I know that Best Buy. They don't have cameras, or they don't have payphones at Best Buy. I know the whole area. I used to steal CDs from there and sell them for drugs. And like, it was just all like hood as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. Like, I don't know. It's good if you're familiar with that, being a local, and you're familiar with a case where. Are you familiar with? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like 99. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's pretty compelling. It's pretty compelling radio drama to listen to. But yeah, I'm going to be starting my own true crime podcast about Robert D. stretched out collars.
Just all the T-shirts this morning. Rest in peace of the Mujahideen.
Yeah, I was wearing a shirt like that just the other day, and I was thinking of you, Bobby. A long one, not a mess.
Yeah, you had a long one on at Deep Creek. I was like, man, when does the praying start? You know what I mean?
I got no luck with T-shirts. What can I say?
Oh, speaking of a long one, shit! I got side. I meant to ask you a question before the mic got passed to me. What comics did you get? Because Paul Chu said it was stale, and we need to fucking diversify. Talk about comics.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm gonna get into that MP collector question tonight. I can't wait to dive into that. But I got Frank Miller's Dark Knight: The Master Race.
What?
The trade is it's the third volume to the Dark Knight trilogy. So I've really been looking forward to giving that a read, for better or worse. And I got the Rebirth Batman Collection Volume 2, which is like the lead up to the Catwoman wedding that never was, that involves Catwoman, Joker, and Riddler. So.
Did you also get Squirrel Girl 2-part hardcover?
Nope. I read one Squirrel Girl book. That was enough. It was good, but that was enough.
So you didn't get any Batman dick this week? Have you heard about that?
Yes, I did hear about that. Isn't that crazy? Like
I saw it.
I saw it as well. I was curious to see, like, because I feel like if I was drawing the scene, like, and there's big questions that come from that book, like whether or not, it was the artist, like it was up to the artist to add the dick in, or whether or not it was like written in the script to include the dick. But like, I feel like if it was written in the script to include the dick, and I was the artist, like. I mean, it's fine, but I feel like if I was the artist, like, it would have been a slaying old unit. It would have been something to write home about.
Well, no, I mean, he's got to be angry for a reason, Can't you his
No.
parents?
There's nothing to be angry about. It's fine. But I feel like it would have been like I feel like I would have had to have drawn Batman with a huge old hog. I don't know what that says about me, honestly, but I would have had to have done it.
Did you notice that Mr. Law and Order Batman has a right-leaning dick?
Yes. Well, he's also walking, to be fair.
So it's probably just swinging around.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is going with a cool breeze.
Well, my understanding is it's on their adult imprint label, which is marked 18+.
Yes, the rated
and
R
their
books.
Their print editions had the bat dong, but the digital versions have it edited out. The ones that anyone can buy, there's no like age restriction. So
interesting, because it's just like a one highlight along the outline of the unit.
I don't. I remember the shape because I was like, Jesus Christ, they actually did it. Because someone said, like, I thought it was just like a bulge or something.
No.
Like, or something obscured, but they like literally like outline like.
No, it's like if you're walking in the shadows and you're naked, but like there's a spotlight on one side of your dick. Like, that's what it's like. It's like just like a thin highlight around the edge of his right side of it.
Yeah, so the bad dick light.
Yes, of course. It's in the utility belt.
Can you call a naked Batman if you shine a giant dildo up at the clouds at night?
You'd have to try it. Show up.
No.
I think you might get that alternate universe Batman with the rainbow suit if you did that. But
So, Greg, that was 2 out of 3 stories that you asked for 90 seconds for. We're waiting for your thought.
No, I just said I had 2 things, and then the third, I guess, could be a question. Well, I don't know. Do I have any good stories?
Do you?
Anything happen?
Well, we've kind of set a new tradition on Shattercast. Like Joe, you know, I see Joe almost every week, and he's like new record this week. You guys talked about Transformers for 18 minutes on this episode of Shattercast. But I mean, there's just not a lot to talk about because this shit is fucking changing. Like the field is changing, you know, and people can't see it, and it's sad. But
people look forward to KOs more than they do regular releases. You know, things are changing.
I guess I got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We were coming back from Pittsburgh, and as we were coming into the area, we passed. Well, as we were leaving and coming back, off to the side of the road, there were all these tents and like campers and mobile homes. It was like a campground. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was huge. And we didn't know what it was. We thought it was, well, yeah, there was like a music festival. They've been talking about on the radio, like maybe it's that. So today I'm kind of like scrolling Facebook on lunch, and this thing pops up in my feed, and it's a video of this guy like get into a fight with a bunch of hippies, and he about got his ass kicked because he kept playing Insane Clown Posse. It was just, and then he was like, I'm gonna knock this girl out and all this stupid shit. I was like, man, what a bunch of fucking trash people. And I'm like, wait a second. So I go to the old Googles real quick, and there was an electronic dance music festival in the outskirts of the country this weekend. And yeah, it seemed pretty fucking interesting. I'm glad I wasn't there, but Robert, you would have enjoyed it if you like. It was a drum and bass festival.
Ah, I like drum and bass.
They like these people flying in from one particular city bought the entire, like they bought all the tickets on one plane, and they played drum and bass like the entire way from like Denver to fucking Columbus.
I used to love jungle when I was in high school. Jesus, I'm so old now. God.
Yeah, they busted a dude. Well, we saw some cop cars too at a gas station. I didn't know what that was. And I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's coincidental. It's like a gas station, like a truck stop, like a TNC or something. But apparently the cops saw this guy they thought looked suspicious, and they stopped. Well, they like approached him, and they got the drug dog out, and he had 5 giant packs of cocaine and a bunch of fucking pills and shit in his car. So he went to the arrested.
Wow, they ruined a big significant portion of that festival.
Well, it was on Sunday, so apparently he just didn't have a good business plan.
That was a surplus.
We brought a bunch of shit.
Bobby, do you say surplus or surplus?
Surplus.
Surplus. So, okay.
Derpus.
Anybody?
Robert, what'd you get?
Oh, thank you for asking. I pre-ordered and got early the new Tomb Raider on the Xbox One. It's pretty good.
What?
Yeah, you never played Tomb Raider?
I mean, yes, but I mean, you play video games?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love nothing more than to have a nice few glasses of Jameson and to get on Battlefront 2 and to get into the multiplayer spaceship battle mode and just go ape shit. Like, my wife's like, stop screaming. I go ape shit. I'm just like, ah!
But do you go
like, I'm
ape
like a kamikaze.
shit?
Ape shit. I'm like fucking throwing ape shit at the TV. You know, I love that. It's such a stress release. You know, I love any fucking battle scene.
I need to get back to this ape shit.
Yes.
Is it like this?
No.
But this is ape shit, Robert. I'm pretty sure.
A little bit. That's not really ape shit.
It's the name of it.
Yeah, they misappropriated the name. That's not very ape shit. Kind of mellow.
Wait, let me.
Is that Button?
No, this is Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh. Oh.
That's kind of racist, Bobby.
I didn't name it.
What are the lyrics? Stop cheating on me.
No, that was Beyonce's last album.
I said I was retired, but I'm not. Here I go. Stop cheating on me.
Dude, that's a pretty good record, man. I said I was retired, but I won't. That's how I feel with Shattered Cast sometimes.
What else did I get? I got in. I just remembered. Because it's not even in my home office because I'm that not excited about it. The Iron Factory. What is that Prime? The white one with the chicken wings?
Oh, Nova.
Oh, Nova.
No. Yeah, Nova. It's still in the box on my credenza.
From MMC or Make Toys?
Iron Factory.
Oh, okay.
You want to check it out?
Yeah.
All right, I'll send it over to you.
I'll go ape shit.
Go ape shit.
Man.
Yeah.
And yeah, but the Tomb Raider, it's funny because the Tomb Raider that we're accustomed to playing, like we haven't played Tomb Raider in a long time. Me and Lisa were really excited about it. We're telling Scarlett about it. You're gonna love it. It's problem solving. It's exploring. It's action. It's fighting. It's all this stuff. And once you really get into the game, it's fucking gory. Like my wife Lisa just shut it down. Like, I can't play it with Scarlett because this lady's getting impaled.
It's not getting very good reviews.
I haven't gone that far. She shut us down. As soon as she started falling in a river and getting impaled on various like rebar, we couldn't play it. You know.
Are you talking about Tomb Raider still?
Yeah. Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Ket wants that if it's on the Wii or the Switch. I haven't looked.
I haven't either. I still gotta play the Zelda game.
I wouldn't think it's on the Switch, but I've been fucking really surprised at the games that come out on the fucking Switch and how they look.
So, Bobby, are you like kind of now stuck? Like you can't play any other games until you start playing Zelda, but you really don't feel like playing Zelda?
No, I'm gonna get that Spider-Man game. I just got to get out. I went out today, but I went to Barnes & Noble instead, and yeah, I bought a couple comics, but I need to get to like the Target or whatever and get a fucking video game. I want that Spider-Man game, but honestly, like even if I had it, I wouldn't have had the time to play it yet. Like if I bought it the day it came out, today I wouldn't have had the time to play it. Well, because
you're just saying that.
No, this is crunch season for me. Like I have Baltimore.
You don't have $60.
Actually, I'm at table A248 next weekend at Baltimore Comic Con. Please come by and check it out. And then I'm at Baltimore, and then we have the Halloween party on the 20th of October, and then I'm in Chicago the next weekend, and then it's Halloween with the kids shortly after that, and then I'm going to Hilton Head after that. Like this is a very busy time of year for me.
Yeah,
but I might take it. I might buy it to take it to Hilton Head, and then play it while the kids are at the beach and shit.
This is for real.
Do you not buy digital?
No, I like to have it in my. I like to have a physical copy, man, because like so recently, right? I was playing, or it was Maryland Phil. Maryland Phil was here, and Dante, and they went down to put a new game on my system, and I had to delete a game off of my system in order to play it. And like in my head, I'm like, well, then what would have happened if I would have just downloaded that and they had to delete it? You can
re-download. If you buy a game, you can download it whenever you want. You can re-download it.
Okay. That shit makes me nervous, man. I just like to have that shit in my hands. Like it just makes me feel better. I'm old. I'm a dinosaur. I get it.
No. I completely hear you. I was just curious because like I buy game. I mean, I do both. Mm-hmm. But like just with the fact that like you can't get shit for a secondhand game anymore.
You get like $1.
Yeah, you're like, you might as well just fucking download it and save yourself the gas money because that's all you're going to get when you turn around trying to sell that thing. But,
yeah, looks like Bobby gets his movies in the mail and he still goes and buys discs.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you get physical copies from Netflix, Bobby?
Yes.
You still do that? Oh my god. We haven't done that in like 8 years. Oh my God, Bobby.
Yeah.
But
like, because the thing is with Netflix, like, you can't.
When's your birthday? I'm gonna buy you a hard drive.
Because with Netflix, you can't get like you can't stream the new shit. So like I get the new shit through the DVDs. No, you can't. No, you can't. They just got Black Panther.
What do you got? The fucking cheesy account? Get the fucking premium account.
This has nothing to do with that.
Go to that red box. I know there's a red box in the line.
Yeah, there's a red box, but like I don't want to do that. I'd rather just like it's not that much more just to get the DVD. Like I've had it since it initiated, and we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce?
What else have you gotten in the mail? I want to hear. I need a new segment, Bobby. What movies have you gotten in the mail this week?
Look, Laura's still trying to finish off The Shape of Water. Let me call her real quick. I'm gonna call her real quick on speakerphone because she's been
while Bobby's dialing.
Wait, she's been bullshitting.
He's got a rotary phone.
No. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Wednesday's Bobby's favorite day because he gets his Netflix movies in, he gets his Reader's Digest. He gets his,
all right, wait.
Jerks off to Victoria's Secrets.
I'm gonna put her on speaker. Because it is a little ridiculous. Now, keep in mind she can't hear you guys.
Hello.
Hey. I have a question.
Fireworks.
When are you planning on watching the rest of The Shape of Water? Are you watching it tonight?
Oh, shit. No.
Because we're not going to be able to get the new DVD if you don't get that back in the
mail. I forgot.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to watch it.
All right, we'll wrap it up tonight.
Maybe Saturday.
No.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, Sunday it goes back in the mailbox regardless. Wait, okay. Robert wants to ask you a question.
What's the difference between The Shape of Water and like The Creature of Black Lagoon?
What's the difference between The Shape of Water and The Creature of the Black Lagoon?
The amount of fish stick.
Is there fish stick?
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
Is there fish stick?
No, there's no fish stick. It's like just covered up like an iguana.
Is it like slimy? Like a slimy?
Yeah, it's wet. Like they're like amphibian. All right.
All right.
Why don't you jump on that tonight?
Ask her if she's got the crying game.
I feel like if you don't jump on it tonight, you're not gonna watch it at all.
Yeah, probably not. I'm gonna jump on it tonight. But,
ask her if the queue. Ask her if the crying game is next on the queue.
Is crying game next on the queue? Oh, she hung up.
Yeah. After that stunt you just pulled that out, she's jumping on anything tonight, Bobby.
I don't know. I think I got a chance actually if I can get this fucking thing posted by tonight.
Saturday. Oh, poor Bobby. Man.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a while before we get any other movies, man. What the fuck?
If she watched the rest tonight and you mailed it, you might get your movies by Tuesday. Now you're not gonna get your movies until like Thursday.
I know. But it'll be new movie shit that's not available on Netflix.
What are you trying to get?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what's next. I update our queue every month or so. But like, there's a ton of shit that we have. Shut up, Robert. But there's a ton of shit that we haven't seen. Like The Shape of Water. Like we watched The Shape of Water. We watched 3 Billboards. We watched what was that other shit? Darkest Hour. None of that shit is available on Netflix. Streaming.
Wait, what did you say after The Shape of Water?
3 Billboards.
The 3 Billboards outside
Missouri or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, with National Treasure in it.
Nicolas Cage?
No, the real National Treasure. The successor to Bill Murray. White Man Can't Jump. I can't think of his name right now.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
Yeah, we really liked that movie.
Dude, that shit was good.
We watched that online.
It's not on Netflix though. You may have watched it online, but it's not on Netflix.
No, it's on something else.
But that shit is good.
We account share. Oh, it might have been on Amazon actually. We account share with our friends. So like we have half the streamers, they have the other half, and then we share. So
but that's a good fucking movie, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, and I'd have been waiting forever to watch this shit on streaming. Like, Black Panther just came on Netflix. Like, keep that in mind. Like, people make fun of me all the time for having a Netflix, the snail mail shit. But like I can't imagine just seeing Black Panther now.
Yeah, but dude, don't you have Amazon? Don't you have Amazon Prime?
I do, but they don't have that shit. Dude, Amazon Prime is fucking trash.
I've had Black Panther for like a year.
But they don't get a whole lot of shit. They don't get a whole lot of shit. No, they don't. No,
you
they
should
don't.
log in and look.
I do. I just watched something recently on there.
Ghostbusters.
No, I can't remember what it was.
Get it when you log in on your Atari there, Robert.
50 Shades of Grey.
Whatever, man. It's not. It's the streaming shit is not always cracked up to be.
Pretty Woman.
The streaming shit is not always cracked up to be. That's all I'm saying.
Well, to be fair, I actually bought Black Panther, and I bought I got a free code from I want to say from Jason Lowry.
I bought it. I bought it
for Last Jedi, and I bought Spider-Man. Like, even though I just bought them just because I enjoyed the movies.
Yeah, I buy all the Marvel, DC, and Star Wars stuff.
Nice.
So should we get this?
Get this show on the road? Do we have to talk about Transformers at some point during this Transformers podcast?
Let's get the show going.
We got to diversify our bonds for our Midwestern Illinois base.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends across the binary. I still listen to Scoots. Do you listen to Scoots still?
I still do. I found a new one though that I've been listening to. It's called "Scare You to Sleep." And this woman just tells fucking ghost stories and shit. And I sure as fuck fell asleep because by the time she was done, I had the covers up all over my head.
Oh God. So funny. This podcast that Greg turned me on to called Sleep With Me Podcast. I actually had Joe listen to it at Skullfest and it made us both fall asleep. It's like the first 7 minutes you're listening to it oh, this is kind of agitating. What's he talking about? And the next thing you know, you're waking up in the morning.
Well, the first 7 minutes is when you're supposed to be brushing your teeth and shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I can't drive to this. I'll crash.
And then he starts fucking reading the Trader Joe flyer or recapping an episode of Doctor Who. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh man, I slept fucking great last night.
My favorite are the episodes where he does Star Trek Next Generation. That's my favorite.
Did you listen to the one that was a 6-hour marathon of Star Trek Next Generation?
Yeah, I never got. I didn't get 12 minutes into it, but yes, yes, I've listened to that many times. I'm like, I need to know this is going to keep playing. I know I'm going to fall asleep within 10 minutes, but I can't go to sleep knowing it's going to be off in 1 hour. So I look for the 6-hour episodes.
Do you have Stitcher?
No. Do you have
download the Stitcher? I have Tinder.
Bobby has Netflix.
Just swipe right. I have farmersonly.com.
All right. Let's talk about some Transformers.
I was just going to say, look for that Scare You to Sleep podcast. Check that one out.
Oh, man, I'll have nightmares. I'll have nightmares.
Asleep, though.
I hate when I have nightmares. I hate when I have a nightmare, it triggers. I start having them every night. I hate it. And I always have the same nightmares. It's never the same nightmare, but it's always zombies. It's always fucking zombies. And they're always
I have one of those too, actually.
It's like once I have one, the next night it's like I start having them, and I can't shake it. I hate it. That's why I can't watch zombie movies. I'm afraid I'm going to start having fucking nightmares.
Let's talk after the show about that stuff.
Okay. Probably can't, but
no
nightmares.
Yeah, I have other. Yeah.
So convention news. I did book the hotel for TFCon finally, and that's a good thing. So I'll be going.
Nice.
And what else? Okay, third party news. Fans Toys Phoenix reissue with paint. It's the name in the parenthetical is Juice Ain't Worth the Squeeze, baby.
For me, it's not. I just you're not gonna do this to me. I'm not playing this game. I'm not going to give you any inclination that this is okay.
We ain't gonna take it. Yeah, but I mean, what about the value, man? Value for value, huh? I mean, you could keep this guy in a box and flip him in 3 months for $600.
It doesn't matter your opinion because it's sold out everywhere already. It was sold out by the time I first heard about it. There's only 1,000 of them up for pre-order.
I got mine pre-ordered.
Did you really?
Man.
Yeah, just for the fuck of it.
Good for you, man.
Just for the fuck of it.
How much was it?
I don't know.
Bowling, dude. I feel like we need to take a timeout. I like that shit is like Robert D just saying like Greg asking how much was it, and Robert D saying taking a moment of silence and then saying I don't know is just like that is for me this like that's this. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, he's got to get it mailed to him. Hold on. Bowling.
I feel like there should be a meme of you doing the ball in hand dance.
That was a Giants song. They did a Giants remake of that song when we won the Super Bowl.
It's impressive, man.
Well, I mean,
you got a lot of money, Robert. Can I have $20?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll send you $200 right now.
He will too. Don't
I
even
know,
fuck
I know,
with
I know,
that shit.
I know.
And then he won't take it back.
I would just return it to him.
And then you're left with no, we'll send it to you as a fucking gift. You can't just return it to him.
Bobby will
be able
mail
to
it
see
back to you.
address.
Fucking in a box with another figure he won't review. And
it's what I say at when I'm at work and like people have like a fancy lunch. I'm like, God damn, like fish tacos. Can I have $20?
You want those fries?
It's really funny. You're hating on Robert and begging for $20, and you got a Cribs video.
I have, and I've given other people Cribs videos.
Oh, give Robert a Cribs video.
So,
have him like ghost ride in the van.
Do you think this thing is really painted, or is it a lot of like the painted-esque plastic? Because I think it might just be fancy plastic.
I think it's fancy plastic, which is fine. Which is the way it should have been.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It sure would have been nice to get fucking the full Monty, so to speak, on the first $200 and some dollar.
Don't give me the 10X. Just give me the 10 regular.
It looks like it just looks like pearlescent plastic, brother.
Yeah.
That's fine though. I'm not crazy on all the chrome, but like I would have rather had no chrome on the original release with the no paint.
All right.
But I would take this plastic or whatever it is, finish, whatever it is, with no chrome still too. I think. If they did a pearlescent red as well.
I think this is beautiful, but I just like either do it right the first time or don't do it at all. I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game.
Well, I mean, I have it pre-ordered, right? But I'm not thrilled with it because I feel like, I don't look... Okay, when you see a Dinobot, you think, okay, shiny metal, you chrome, you think that, it's a callback to the toys. I never imagined Jetfire to be, pearlescent. It's like they would just have to paint it, like give it a premium white paint job and give it really nice painted details. I don't want pearlescent.
I felt the same way too until I picked up that what was that one? Who made that? Generation Toy Jazz. And like I really like that look of that plastic.
that's a beautiful figure. That's a really well executed figure, that Generation Toy Jazz.
I wish I just had the interest in an IDW shelf. I've gone back and forth, different scales, just tried to dip my toe in all the different pools, but yeah, that's a good looking toy.
Yeah, you go to IDW, you're gonna start having fucking 4 different versions of the same mold from Reformatted, saying, "How did I get here? What have I done?"
Oh, I was already there. That's what made me.
Is it Roadbuster? Is it Bulkhead? What the fuck am I doing with my life?
No, that's what made me get rid of all my IDW stuff. Was when I saw MMC was just gonna start just doing fucking remolds and repaints of the same thing over and over and over again. I was like, man, I don't need this. And you're paying the same price.
Oh, it's a blue hot rod. Oh, it's a red hot rod. It's a purple hot rod. It's a black hot rod. It's a hot rod.
Well, I could have justified having 2 different colored hot rods, just because like it's super prevalent. It's not like the G1 style hot rod where you have the red and orange one, and then you have the blue and purple, whatever it is. That makes absolutely no sense. Like it's like when Bobby taught me the very first TFCon we went to, and Bobby taught, or the the US, and I was going to buy that black MP10. He's like, "Who is that? Like, do you need that? Who is that?" And I was like, "You're right. Got a point." And it's the same thing with that black Rodimus.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I got an old card on BBTS, so I pre-order stuff, and then I get a second chance when they advise me that my card didn't go through. And I did that with the fucking Black Cheetor. I had that on pre-order, and I was like, hard pass. Don't need a fucking repainted Cheetor. Then I saw Bubba's review. You got that in, Bubba. You didn't mention that.
Oh, yeah. I had the opportunity to look at that via Mr. Garinger. John Garinger. Check him out on the YouTubes. But this shit fucking broke on me. God damn it.
You broke it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't see it in the review.
Talk about it in the review.
What? When did you break it?
What? I don't understand the question.
While you were transforming it?
Yes.
Oh, because I skipped over your transformation because you already saw the transformation.
Not that way.
What broke? What broke?
The peg from the arm to the other arm for robot mode.
Did you buy it?
No.
Oh, that's my question. Let me ask that question. When you break a figure, doing a review that belongs to someone else, at this point in your career, air quotes,
career,
I hope they got a 401k in this bitch.
You immediately reimburse them, or before they send you the figure, do you fax them? Yes, fax Netflix discs in the mail. Do you fax them a form to fill out, a waiver?
No. Look, well, I will say this: anybody that sends me anything, if that shit breaks, that shit breaks. I can't replace it. Like the thing is, John was super cool. Like I can't stress it enough. Like he went up. I mean, he's always been cool with me, but he's going up even further in my book. Like he was cool as a fan. Like I would think that he was. I mean, he does live in Colorado, I think, or somewhere in the Midwest. So like I would think he's stoned all the time. Like he was very, very cool about it.
Gibbons?
No.
No, it's like Massachusetts or something. Oh, not John. Oh, I thought you meant John Gibbons.
No, John Garinger. And like,
oh, my bad.
He But what's fucked up is I knew like that figure is one of the most poorly put together Takara figures I've ever messed with. Like some joints super tight, some joints perfect, some joints super loose. So like there was this that peg that connects the two arms together in robot mode. I even said when I was reviewing it, I was like, be careful with this fucking peg. Like it's long and the connection is tight and blah blah blah. And then when I was going through the transformation,
it's long, it's strong, and I'm gonna get my friction on.
In my own, like on my own time, like I was being mindful of it, being super, and it fucking snapped on me. Like, and I was fucking furious, and I hit him up. And if John would have asked me to replace it, I would have replaced it because it's John. But generally speaking, like if you let me hold something and that shit breaks, like at this point, sorry, buddy. Like I'm sorry. I try.
Hold on, GCI, William Panish, please do not send Bobby my challenger. Okay, sent.
I didn't watch the review. I didn't know she put it up. Can I ask you one question about the figure? Does this Fitbit actually work?
Does what?
His Fitbit. The one on his arm?
Yeah.
Does it actually work? Or that's nice. What kind of batteries?
No.
It's just with batteries.
But I didn't even really test it because I was afraid it was going to scratch the paint. If I'd have known then what I know now, I would have just gone for it because what's the worst that could happen at this point? But that was before I broke it.
Yeah, it's fucked up, Bobby.
I mean, it's honest.
Broke his. So anyway, speaking of breaking things, let's move it. Where do we go? We're on the subject of Skyfire. Should we segue now or segue later?
We can save discussion if you want to.
Yeah,
because we are now at.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't
now
matter.
we're at MAAAAAAKE Toys, aka Seekergate Part 2.
Yeah, this. So go ahead, Greg.
Let's wet the palate with this.
What?
Let's
wet our palate.
Oh.
Yeah, because you just went. I thought I was getting communicated by the Borg ship or something.
Well, it got funded. The Sunstorm got funded.
Yeah, and it's only going to be available to the people that funded it. No extras until there are extras. That's going to be the next one, though. That's the thing. Like that, this shit's getting. I don't like using this word, but this shit's getting scandalous. Like, I mean, not really. Like, it's not that big of a deal. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, like the Sunstorm. I thought they said if it got funded that they would do a production run. But then they said after it was funded, it's only for the people that backed it. Which, I mean, I understand. But, like, you think there would be other ones left. And then all of a sudden, they're going to pop up as a TFCon exclusive. Like, somewhere down the road. They're like, oh, well, we got it funded. We did a second batch. I mean, I'm fine. I don't need these either way. Like, I don't really care.
That's not Seekergate, though.
No, Seekergate, or the original Seekergate was that Howling Meteor.
No. Seekergate Part 2 is the fucking wing gap fillers.
Yeah. No, Bobby just mentioned the Sunstorm.
Oh, okay.
Seekergate 1 was it wasn't Howling Meteor. What was his name? Galaxy Meteor. That was Seekergate 1. The wings are Seekergate 2. And then next year, Seekergate 3 is going to be the Sunstorm, and hopefully they finish as a trilogy. But you know how they get these days; they want to add more movies on, so there'll probably be like a fucking Bitstorm Gate, and there'll be spinoffs. It'll be like The Conjuring. Like there'll be like the Bitstorm Gate and Acid Storm Gate, and then there'll be like Hound, or what was his name, Detritus Gate. I don't know. And then you'll find out fucking Make Toys is actually a demon from hell.
So who's buying the
1500?
Who's buying the wing fillers?
I don't care if it's cheap or if I can possibly get them for free somehow, which has been known to happen. Then I'll get them. But it's not a big deal for me at all.
What do you think the price is going to be?
$30, probably.
Probably $25.
Well, that's what irks me, because in the past they've done kits for like Coppola and Hardhead, whatever the fuck his name was, and like I want to say a couple other figures, and they were free. Hardbone, yeah, and all you had to do was contact them and possibly pay shipping, and you got them. And these they're talking about a fucking pre-order for them, and they were already. Like, they already had the mold for them. Like, it was on the fucking prototype. It was on the ones that were shown at TFCon that year. It just seems like I don't know. I think it's just, it's kind of what we were talking about before. Like, it's kind of starting it's a slippery slope. Like they're like, oh, this went over. You know? And it's just like, let's try this. Oh, they're buying this. Let's try this. I mean, at least Fans Toys... To their credit, yeah. They did sell the grinder head, but usually, at least they put the shit in another toy because it's more. Even if it's a figure you don't want, you're more inclined to buy it if it's going to come with like the proper shit for the figure you just bought. But at least like you get the parts in another package, and other companies do it too. Keith does it too. You know, he'll put replacement parts in the next figure that comes out. But like to have something that was already shown, it was presented before the toy was released. I mean, I don't think any of the advanced copies we saw before they were released at TFCon, the first batch came out. Like, I think that's when we first realized they weren't going to have the wing fillers. And again, it's not a big deal to me, but just the fact that like it was presented up front from the get-go as having those parts, and then all of a sudden they weren't there, and now all of a sudden they're for sale.
I would have been less mad if they had them included. They advertised them as included with their Rainmakers, you know? Or
well, they're only doing. Oh yeah, the cone heads, yeah, because they only did that one Rainmaker, and that would be double shitty if you crowdfunded that fucking thing. They're like, nobody else gets one, and then it comes with the parts from Meteor. So that would have been.
But that would have actually boosted their crowdfunding. If like, oh, anyone who orders, who contributes to the crowdfunding gets the gap fillers, then they would boost their crowdfunding.
Yeah, but they didn't. Well, yeah, but my view, the angle I'm looking at it as is they didn't announce the fillers until after the crowdfunding. So, like, what I'm thinking is if they announced them and then said we'll be including these free with every, Sunstorm or whatever the fuck he's called, that would have been like pushing you in the dirt and then kicking you in the ribs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's not ideal, as Bobby would say.
Well,
or
speaking of
a
what
bunch of
Bobby
other
would
people
say,
that say that, but yeah.
What does Bobby say about the gap fillers? Is he buying them?
I don't give a fuck. Like what's funny is I don't even remember they're there. Like that's the thing. It's like it's so irrelevant. Like, obviously, if you're reviewing the figure, you have to point it out because it is like a shortcut. But even when Greg posted it in our chat today, like, it took me a minute to even remember what the fuck they were for.
I remember.
Sorry.
That's all.
There's two camps I've seen on the social medias and the interwebs today regarding this. There's a camp that's pissed off that they don't have them, and then there's a much smaller camp that's pissed off just because they pulled the stunt. You know what I mean? And like, I don't care about them. I'm not even pissed off. Like, I just think it's kind of like shitty that they even did it. Like, they're even like making people pay for them instead of having them included, even if it costs an extra $5 or whatever. Because it was a pretty reasonably priced figure to begin with. At least the one I got. I think the price went up when they had mass retail, but I think I only paid like $95 or something like that for it. But most of the people that are mad about it are just mad they don't have them.
Well, you know what? I'm laughing at everyone.
Why?
Because I didn't get in on this because fuck them, and now they pull this shit. And I mean, nobody else. Everybody was in on these. Everybody wants them. Everybody got them. Everybody paid them. Everybody still fucking succumbed to make toys, and now they're getting fucked. So, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, never gonna fool me again. As George H.W.
Yeah,
Bush
but I mean, like, to me, there's nothing to me, there's ultimately nothing to fix. Like, if I spend $30 on these fucking things, right, and I fill in the open gaps on the back of the figure, nothing changes about how I view the figure.
He still has those gaps on his arms.
Like, I don't even notice them really. Nobody takes a look at that Starscream on my shelf and says, dude, what are you going to do about these arms?
I do.
No, you don't.
I'm like, where's that guy's fucking face?
You've never said that.
I'm like, where's that fucking Starscream's face?
Another thing you've never said.
Like, how's those waffle wings, buddy?
Jupiter is mighty close to Earth. That's another thing you've never said. I can list off things you've never said. If that's the game we're playing.
What about the asteroid belt? What about the Van Allen belt?
Dude, come on with that bullshit, man. Save your conspiracy theories for some other show.
Save them for Adam.
Yeah. Do you know anything about quasars?
Oh, suns, moon, stars, and quasars.
Isn't Quasar a Marvel character?
Yes.
Yeah, but to add to what Bobby said, like, there's nothing that anyone's really getting fucked about. Like, it's a mental thing. Like, if you feel like you're getting fucked because it's that big of a deal, I don't know. It's actually you know what? It is funny because if you think you're fucked because your Starscream figure looks bad from the back, the one you bought from Make Toys, but you bought it anyway, but you also own their Despotron because you said the MP looks shitty from the back, then you kind of don't really have anywhere to, you really don't have a leg to stand on in the argument.
I could see them selling. They need to throw in a new Starscream face, and they should just sell them in one bundle. All the fillers in one bundle with a new Starscream face. You can see his face.
I saw some other interesting complaints today. Someone was saying that why are we getting this and not getting an adapter for the strangling head for MP36?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
They don't want you to buy MP36. They want you to fucking get their Despotron.
Just give me the.
Despotron's not a terrible figure, but I
No, it's great.
MP36 better.
Yeah.
Like, I like the looks of it better.
Yeah, no, Despotron's fucking great. But give me the fucking brainstorm or shut the fuck up. That's my feelings.
I feel you, man.
Crowdfund that brainstorm.
I'll pitch in.
50.
I'll pitch in.
Yeah, I don't care for their headmasters. I know you don't play with yours, but yeah, the wings come later.
Comes in
The
no
headmaster
fucking
comes
wings.
later.
I
The
barely have
headmaster
time to
comes
play
later.
with my dick.
Speaking of which, should we go to Hasbro news?
No. Let's get into the discussion.
Okay, discussion.
So
We're
recently,
just skipping Hasbro news.
Ping Kin Wan
What's your language, sir?
made a post, and that post was shared by Moss Toys. If you go to Facebook, you can find Moss Toys' Facebook page, and you can find the post that they shared from
Ping King Wan.
from
He's
Ping
related
Kin
to
Wan.
Some Ting Wong.
Come on, this shit. So I'm gonna read this, and let me say this. I think
Read
this
it in
is
Chinese.
So I think this is bullshit. So I think wait, let me clarify. I think this as a legal document is bullshit. I think in terms of what has happened, that is probably real. All right. So I'm going to read it. On behalf, this is supposed to be a legal statement. It is written in Chinese, I imagine, and then in English. It says on behalf of my friend Mr. Nick, I make a statement that all the following statements are true and will be taken by the police as legal means. Over the past few months, the malicious slander and false rumor about my friend, Mr. Nick, from Mech Fan Toys and Arturo Millimere have played an extremely negative role in the reputation of Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick always keeps silent in the principle that the wise man knows he knows nothing, instead of paying any attention to the slander and the rumor. Today,
wise man also, wise man who farts in church sits in his own pew.
Also, wise man never pays full price for late pizza. Today, September 19th, 2018, Mech Fans Toys published an article about slandering Mr. Nick on the Weibo microblog, where it started a rumor and defamed Mr. Nick as a picture thief. It adopted the picture of Mr. Nick without permission. It made a false and imaginary story to defame Mr. Nick, which infringed his portraiture right and reputation seriously. The following content was dictated by Mr. Nick and recorded by me. Arturo Millimere has launched the Mr. Moon brand before December 2017. In terms of the first product, mini-series recorder and mic, the Legend Scale Soundwave design from Hot Soldier, which is now separated from Mech Fans Toys, was copied by him. The factory was a toy factory located in Fengang, Dongguan. Later, Arturo Millimere claimed that the Legend Scale of Fire Truck, not Inferno, and Yellow Crane, not Grapple, were designed by himself. The related design fee was paid by the factory to the design studio after the negotiation with the factory and the design studio. Arturo Millimere eventually abandoned bulk production because the cost of many products was difficult to control. Moreover, in the case of not paying any design fee, the picture about the sample was taken and the revised 3D drawing was stolen. In addition, the factory was cheated. Later, Arturo Millimere looked around for other factory bosses who could buy the so-called drawing he designed. As a result, there appeared to be a lot of toy factories, mold factories, even in the 3D printing factories, have the same 3D design drawing that given by him. Mr. Moon, you know what's funny? My kids call John Gibbons Mr. Moon. Published a new picture about his fire truck, not Inferno, and Yellow Crane, not Grapple, to be shipped on Facebook recently. It was found that Arturo Millimere was good at Photoshop skill. He has placed the fire trucks and yellow crane toys from other company on the black plastic tray surface of his first product, mini-series recorder and mic, and touched up them with Photoshop software. It was declared that it was a new product to be sold at half price for $2. Artillo Millimere was also jealous of a product, mouse toys, called Stack Pipe. So he has photoshopped a picture and passed it to Mr. Nick to arrange for other people to post it on Facebook, and there would appear to be a KO product so as to affect the sales volume of Moss toys. Mr. Nick used to be good friend of Arturo Millimere and helped him a lot, also saved his life. Later, he gave up contacting Artillo Millimere again at the beginning of 2018 because he get to know a lot of bad things about what Artillo Millimere has did.
Wait, can I read this next line?
Yes.
Please. Since then, hi, Dr. Nick. We chat on Facebook. There have so much private chatting and evidence about Arturo Millimere. Okay, that wasn't even a sentence.
Okay. Yeah, since
I just wanted to say hi, Dr. Nick, because that's all I can think about this entire fucking thing. I'm sorry.
So since then, Mr. Nick WeChat and Facebook account has been reported/suspended from both social media accounts. There have so much private chatting and evidence about Artillo Millimere. Therefore, Artillo Millimere has been worried that Mr. Nick would be unfavorable to him, so he began to talk bad about Mr. Nick among the toy factories and resellers. An engineer from HS Mechanical Planet official WeChat account, Lighting Pilot, rumored that Mr. Nick had swindled a factory for 300,000 yuan in Shanghai District, Shantou City. The factory boss reported to the local police station, and Artillo Millimere was also an accomplice. Mr. Nick has went to the local police station and found that it was non-existent. Artillo Millimere has also told his friends that they would post his picture to Weibo and threaten to send someone to kill Mr. Nicky, a fora por idiota a la major laquaman, the slang meaning of he will get shot. Until this day, September 19th, 2018, the rumor about slandering Mr. Nick, greatly Mech Fans Toys published on the Weibo microblog, angered Mr. Nick completely. We also no longer remain silent as to deal with the villain resolutely by following the legal procedure. In response to the slander and the insult, Mr. Nick has hired a lawyer and provided him with the information in the background of BZ Dazang, the head of Mech Fans Toys, as well as Arturo Millimere's real name, Rafael Garcia, his real passport number, his real company address in New Jersey, USA, his real telephone number, his real email, and the real photo of Rafael Garcia. The crime evidence about Artillo Millimere and Mech Fans Toys has been handed over to the lawyer, who will take legal measures to punish the rumor monger and infringer severely, and driver and flyer. Justice naturally inhabits man's heart. We should be unashamed. It is hoped that criminals can be punished severely according to laws. Now, before we get into discussing this, as a lawyer, Robert, I want to know your opinion on this first.
What do you mean? Like,
what do you think this is legit?
Wait, just whether
this is supposed to be a legal document.
No.
Look, page 1, page 2, page 3, the way it's written until this day, September 19th, such. The slandering about underline Mr. Nick, like it's a fill-in spot. You know, like this is supposed to be intended to be viewed as a legal document.
Well, that's nonsense. It's entirely, from a legal perspective, it's entirely a hearsay document. It talks about what somebody else was saying and what somebody else, you know, it's not a first-person perspective about somebody else's admissions or statements against interest. It's entirely not an admissible document. It's what somebody knows happened to someone else. It's not. It's silly to think of it. It's a legal document. It's just somebody trying to out Arturo and defend their friend. That's all that it is. It's a trial. It's a trial in the court of public opinion. That's what it is.
So they posted screenshots from a private message that I'm guessing is on Weibo, but I'm not sure. Well, WeChat, so I'm guessing that's on Weibo. Where
I'm translating it as we speak, by the way.
Somebody
you already have.
somebody says, your translator cheated over 300,000 yuan. The factory he contacted has called the police and filed a case, and you are an accomplice. And the other person says, oh, wow, but how is he paid? I never saw any money. Did he pay him? Which factory was that? And how did they pay him if I was there? And why did they pay him? You have been to Shanghai before? ? And then there's a bunch of whoa faces, and it says Yasi Yad. I don't have the fucking shit for this, but Greg is working on it. And then he says
please don't translate all that again.
Ahura this is Spanish.
Ahura Borealis?
Yeah, this is Spanish. This is him talking Spanish. Like y ahora por idiota a lot mejor lo queman.
Please stop. Look, if I may.
I just translated the last comment, because I could kind of make out the first two. And the last thing he sent says, and now for idiot, a lot better burn it. So whatever the fuck that means.
Look, I don't know who Mr. Nick is. I don't know who...
So we do know who Mr. Nick is. Mr. Nick is mentioned in one of these comment threads as, I think, Nick Choi. And he is... I don't know. I knew at one point earlier today, but now I don't know.
Right. I mean, look, I'm not vouching for this Mr. Nick. I'm not vouching for this other guy. I don't know either of them. All right. But, this Arturo fella.
Nick Choi, he runs some shit.
Arturo has a pretty good following on social media. He has a good reputation, a lot of supporters. He's quick to show designs.
I would say his reputation is shady at best.
Well, I mean, a lot of people come to support him.
Let me say this. Arturo has PM'd me many times, and I've always gotten along with him. I don't have any ill feelings towards him whatsoever. But
you sure?
Yes, 100%. Really? Yes, 100%. But the
I remember a review that you did where about a certain figure that you
so let's talk about that. So I didn't know. I had heard rumblings prior to that Arturo was Raphael, and Raphael did make the Docket Toys Chronos. And he was at New Jersey Collectors Con, and he did meet people like Dust Mites and Rolling Steel, introduce himself as Raphael, et cetera, et cetera. He's never told me that was his name. I find it believable that he is the same person. However, I'm not sure why he would PM me in such a friendly manner, being as though I had the relationship I had with that figure.
Because, look, I don't have any concrete first-person evidence, but from day one, I suspected that Arturo was DACA. All right? I mentioned it years ago to you guys that, definitely to you, Bobby.
Yes.
That I suspected he was
That's
DACA.
That's a fact.
That DACA designed hands and faces for Fans Toys, and that when he left Fans Toys, he stole the designs for Swoop, for Shockwave, I believe, and Jetfire. And it was all just my hunches. And then we see that I think he's also Bullsfire, if you ask me, because there was an early design of Swoop before, a year before, 2 years before it was finalized. And then we see Bullsfire come out, and that's like a knocked off Seeker. And then we see a DACA Chronos come out, and it's like a real shitty release, a different name. See, the reason I would just say, hypothetically speaking, I don't know anything for sure, but somebody like that, the way he behaves with social media is, listen, for all we know, based on what we've seen, he appears to be the same as he is DACA. This is the person that sold everyone Chronos and fucking ran like a thief in the night with your money. And this gentleman, Arturo, a.k.a. Raphael, sat back on social media and watched all of you complain. And he was there for it. And obviously wasn't going to say shit because he had your money and you had already been tricked into believing that DACA was DACA. Somebody was not him. You had no reason to associate it with him. And he was fine with it. Meanwhile, he's still cultivating good relationships. There's something very psychotic going on, if this is all true. But it's definitely in line with his behavior. Of course he would be your friend as Raphael or as Arturo, because he's not DACA. And he would in no way, shape, or form expect you to make the connection between him and
why
DACA.
reach out? Why reach out to me anyway? Why reach out?
He reaches out to a lot of people. He reaches out to a lot of reviewers. I know other well-known reviewers that he is quote unquote friendly with personally on PMs and online and everything.
Right, but I'm saying, like, why wouldn't he hold? Like, if I was him, I'd be like, fuck this dude. This is the last dude I'm reaching out to.
Why? He has, because up until right now or recently, he was safe.
But what is there to gain? What's the play? What's the take? What's the take?
His take is his own rep as a person. It's his own online personality, whoever he really is, his second face of Arturo. That's separate from DACA. He's had a little split go on there. So he's insulated. He can be free to talk to people and be friends with people. Meanwhile, he's stolen from everyone who bought a Chronos. I have a problem with it.
So I can tell you that my interactions with him via PM have been nothing but friendly. Yep, 100%.
Of course.
Now, I did get a PM from a dude that runs a third-party company. I can't mention his name on here, but it's a relatively new company, and he never offered to send me any toys because he knows I'm not interested in what he's making. So he hit me up one time, and I'm very, like, anybody that knows me, shout out to Adrian. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm cautious, like, and I'm guarded, and I move accordingly, right? And they hit me up and said, "What do you know about Arturo?" And I said, "What?" And they said, "Are you having a party at your house this weekend?" This is the week before Skullfest. And I said, "What's your fucking angle?" is what I responded. Because now I'm upset because you're asking me about my personal business, and I'm angered by it. And they said, "Do you know anything about Arturo stealing designs?" This is back in April, May. You know, this is late April, early May. And I said, "I don't know anything about that." And they said, "How would you rate his character?" And I said, I judge people by my interactions with them, and he's been nothing but good to me, in terms of just pleasant. And they said, "You're a good man," and never wrote me back. So
just because he had no opportunity to swindle you doesn't mean the guy's an honest guy.
No, absolutely. But this is 4 months, right? This is 4 months before all of this, but the inclination is the same. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's always, listen, hold on. My experience, right? Especially as an attorney, especially when I was in law school, you would have people who are super friendly for no reason other than to be nice and friendly to you. And you have a good interaction with them every day, whenever you see them. And then out of the blue, someone else who's friendly with you or cordial to you goes, "Look out for that person." And you're like, what? They've been nothing but nice to me. I learned, over the past 20 years to watch the fuck out when someone gives you that warning, because you're getting some prognostication about what may occur in the future about your interaction with this person. And it's usually honest. That's usually a very honest warning someone gives you. They're risking your own trust of them when they tell you look out for that person. There's a reason they're telling you that. There is the chance they're telling you that to fuck up your relationship with that person, but frequently it's not that. That's even more of another level of deceit. It's usually they're mad at that person for a reason, because that person showed their true colors, and they want to warn you about, "Oh wow, I see this guy I like is friends with this other person. I know this other person's a snake, and I'm going to warn this person about it."
Yeah, and like
it never goes over well.
But see, that's why I say when you say his reputation is good, I'm here to tell you I don't think his reputation is good.
No, I just mean on Facebook, whenever he complains, like he'll come out and say, "Oh, I designed this, I designed that," and I keep my mouth shut because I've also seen word, "Well, you did not design that. actually somebody told me you took that design and the design this other company's coming out with, the stuff you're saying is yours is actually an older version of the newer version of a design.
I feel like I should do a sit down Saturday about this.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough. Like, why are people hitting you up and telling you this information and not hitting me up? You know, that's
Bobby, you don't think I do digging? You think I wait for people to hit me up?
You digging? Yeah. Are you digging?
I do lots of digging. I'm a curious guy. I ask questions.
Like,
I got feelers out all the time. You know, this guy's he's actually, you don't want to interact. If this is all true, right?
Right. If
it's all true, then this is somebody who will threaten you. He will try to get dirt on you and legitimately extort you. If this is true, there are definite extortion attempts against other people.
But I can tell you, I've never, and I'm just being honest, right? Because I've heard rumblings about this for 6 to 8 months, easy. That being said, I haven't had the slightest bit of maliciousness or malcontent from him ever. Like, my interaction, and I'm just being honest, my interactions with him have been limited, but they've been positive.
Right. And honestly, there's a certain type of person out there. I'm not saying this person is, because this is all really based on just a lot of supposition and a lot of deducing. But if this is that type of person, there is a certain type of person out there that is so good at deception that you have that feeling about them until you're the one that gets fucked. I'm sure you've been somebody to warn a friend or someone else that you have goodwill towards about someone else, and they don't believe you. Yeah, that's this situation, Bobby, but it's turned on you. Not that he has anything ever to do with you.
Yeah, there's nothing like shout out to the guy.
You're not a designer. You don't have, it's another thing if you were a designer or you were a factory or, something like that. Then you'd have an issue.
I just don't know. I don't so my question is the shit that I always come down to, right? Is like when people are snakes, right? Which is the implication of what this dude is. Like that's what this document is saying. I'm not saying that I subscribe to that, but I'm saying that's what this document is saying. That's what I'm saying a lot of other people in the third party world are saying to me in DMs, right? That this dude is a snake. If that's the case, like, snakes move a certain way. Like, you can, like, they leave tracks, right? Like, yeah. So my question is always, what's the take? And I don't see and I'm not defending him. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't see the take in being friendly to me unless it's for this specific moment. And if it's for this specific moment, then you're telling me that this dude is enough of a chess player where he knows this shit is going to come out in 6 to 8 months, and then I'm going to be on a podcast saying my interactions have been positive.
Totally. That is exactly it. You just hit the nail on the fucking head. There are certain individuals out there that are so deceitful and wary of their reputation that if they are actually thieves, they pour all their effort into the public image they want associated with them.
But I'm just saying, if he's that, so to follow that line of thinking, if he's that much of a chess player, Robert, how is he making these sorts of errors?
I think it's more likely.
Go ahead, Greg.
I think it's more likely that he's buttering you up to send you fucking toys.
But
at some point.
But you know what's funny is he's had the opportunity to send me toys and he never has. And to be fair, like he's talked that shit, and I don't take any of that seriously. Like, I get a lot of DMs of people saying, "Look, I'm gonna hook you up," and I say, "Okay, cool, man, sounds good." I just give them the thumbs up.
Sounds good. I'll return it to you if I don't like it.
And they never do. They never do.
Well, second,
hey, I'll butter your biscuit.
There he is. There's my. Whoa! The prodigal son has returned.
Just real quick before we hail Hasbro, the other side of the coin, maybe he's just trying to build clout.
Maybe
get that friends list pumped up. Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm just. But that's
which was Arturo or Raphael that was hitting you up.
But that's what it was, Arturo. But that's what I'm saying.
You're already being deceived.
dude, don't be DJ DM me. But that's what I'm saying about.
Deceived.
You're already being fooled. You're already being interacted with somebody with a mask.
Robert, I know what deceive means.
You know you don't trust
I know what
anybody
deceive. I know what deceive. I know what deceive means, Mac. But like.
Bobby's gonna swap out the skull face for the fucking the V for Vendetta mask.
Kronos face? Did you have a Kronos face from that one?
Like, I'm not a Matt. I don't want you to think we're ignoring you. We're gonna get to you. We're just in the middle of a very heated discussion.
I'm listening.
And
you just walked in the room right when we were
I can't stress how happy I am to hear your voice, and I mean that. But and I actually had a conversation about you recently, Matt. Remind me about it. Don't let me forget. Okay. Okay. So I was saying that, like, if this dude is that, like, I consider I'm not a chess player. I'm a checkers player. Like, I attempt to clear the board. That's my lot, right? But if this dude is that much of a chess player, Robert, where you're saying that he's lining up, wait, give me a minute. Just give me a minute to set up the parameters, and then you can respond, okay? Where he's setting up the borders and parameters and boundaries of how this game is going to be played, where I can theoretically defend him. You're saying that he has all that planned out, but he's making enough sloppy mistakes to have the rest of the world DMing me about his character?
Yes.
What type of chess is that?
First of all, just because you play chess don't mean you're going to win.
Of course not, but you're talking about 6 to 8 payoff. Like, that's good.
No, listen. First of all, I don't think it's chess just because you're like, okay, I have separate personalities, and this is my secondary personality that I'm a designer and a flyer and a driver, and I'm going to be friends with all the reviewers, you know, and all the box artists, and I'm going to be nice to them, and I have a good reputation. That's it. So this is me. This is the one with the good rep. Then I also spawn shitty companies that produce garbage that steals from people. But I'm totally disconnected from that. I can operate as a psychotic. I can operate freely and just be friends with people as this.
Those are big words, though, Mac. Psychotic is a big word if you're using it literally.
Now, God damn it, you just interrupted me and fucking derailed me.
Can you not handle an interruption, Robert?
It does. I know, right? It doesn't mean he's some grand chess player just because he's had a psychotic split and he maintains other personas. And this one is the designer that cozies up to reviewers.
But why would he cozy up to me? When I've slandered, when I slant
guy he talks to.
But why me? Why? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you're Bobby fucking Skullface. What
Bobby fucking.
About?
But what does that mean?
You sound like Matt.
Look. I have Zeta Bruticus far before a lot of people. Right. I haven't even broke 10,000 views.
Listen, it doesn't matter.
No, it does. No, it does.
You're fishing. I get it.
No, I'm not fishing. I'm telling you. No, Robert, I'm not at all. I'm saying let's talk numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? Like, whatever I have to say about a product, it's nowhere near as substantial as the people that really do matter in what something is graded at, right?
I know for a fact that he's cozied up as Arturo to other reviewers who are in your range of subscribers. I'm not going to name them now.
See, but you say that, but like I doubt that. I'm
not going to name my sources, and I'm certainly not lying about it.
But I'm not saying you're lying about it, but I'm saying that I doubt that those are in my pocket.
They are. They're in your zone.
I don't even know anybody in my zone.
You're not. You're okay. Are you Mr. 100,000 subs?
No, I'm not even Mr. I'm not Mr. 25,000 subs.
That doesn't mean he's not going to want to be nice to you as Arturo. Like, why are you conflating those two? You're a credible guy. You have a good rep, and he wants to communicate with people in the industry.
But I'm saying
you're somebody who he'd want to communicate with as well.
I'm just saying it seems strange to me. Like, if I made a product, right? If I made a product, and it was my linchpin. Right? Like, Kronos would have been, if we believe all this to be true, Kronos would have been the linchpin, right? If I made that product and you shitted on it, you, Robert Detox, I'm never PMing you.
See, that's what you got wrong, because he has successfully split his personalities online. He was on Facebook watching people get burned from himself and consoling them. Like, he doesn't know who the fuck it is. If this is what happened. That's how fucked up it is. And anybody who's defending this guy needs to understand you got fucked by him.
There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of designs that have gone stolen in the last 12 months. And a lot of people are pointing their finger at him. Like, not just in this Mr. Moon and Papa Toys and all this shit. I think that Nick Choi is the head of Papa Toys. And I think Nick Choi has been connected to other third-party companies throughout the past 5 years.
For all we know, Nick Choi's a scumbag, too.
Or which one is the knockoff, Papa Toys or Mr. Moon? Because I'm getting this shit.
They both are. Papa Toys has a hot rod coming out that apparently was a stolen design. That's an older version of something else. What's up with Mr. Moon then? Mr. Moon came out with Perceptor and something else that's a knockoff of the Hot Soldiers Soundwave.
Now, there's also Mr. Moon Man. You do shapeways stuff.
That's when you win.
I'm dead.
I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about when you win an award at the MTV Awards.
No, there's Mr. Moon Man. And he does shapeways stuff. I got something off of him. I remember it clearly. I remember his face because in Chicago, I got something off of him, and I guess I didn't have cash on me. I was super drunk when I got it. And the next day, I was like, dude, I paid you for that. He's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, oh, well, I trust you. You got a trustable face.
Wait, hold on.
He's definitely not Raphael Rodriguez from fucking New Jersey. He's from like Alabama or something.
One other thing I wanted to bring up before that I had forgotten that I remember now. The whole question of, well, if he's such a great chess player, how can the whole world be caving in on him now? From my understanding, if the stuff I've looked at is true, a lot of his tactics have worked. He does not move against you unless he has something against you, unless you have something to lose. And generally, that's extortion. Generally, you don't go up against it because you don't want to lose your own interest, whatever the stakes may be. I would, my gut is telling me that probably means Mr. Nick's a scumbag and this other guy's a scumbag, and they're all becoming cannibalistic. They're all just saying, you know what? Fuck me, fuck you. We're all going down in flames. That's another reaction somebody can have when they're ultimately fed up of getting fucked with. Like, you know what? I am going to lose. But so are you. I'm fed up with your shit.
Robert, you're in personal injury, right?
No.
What would you consider your field of law?
Personal injury.
Okay, yeah, so you're just wasting everybody's time here. Have you ever considered being consigliere of a third-party mafia? No. Consigli, or did I pronounce it wrong? I haven't seen The Godfather. And
if I was, would I ever tell you publicly?
What's your favorite steakhouse?
Luger's, publicly.
Publicly. Do they have this pull chain toilets? Can I tip a gun up underneath one? If I listen to it. Okay, cool.
So speaking of Luger's.
Oh, real quick. So before we move on to Hasbro news.
No, to move on to Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew news.
Matthew, can I talk to you for a second?
Uh-oh.
So
do we have to have a phone call or
no. We can talk publicly. First of all, it's good to hear your voice.
Always good to hear. I miss y'all guys.
I was talking to someone recently. I can't remember whether it was Joe or Jisk. For some reason, my brain is saying it was a J.
Forge Circuit.
Jordan or James.
We were talking about
J. Ruse.
Shattercast without you and how it was, and I was like, honestly, I think it might be a bit strange. I think Matt might actually be the glue that bonds us all together because binds. I'm sorry, I've been drinking a little bit tonight because he has a passion for Transformers as a brand, Transformers as a franchise, Transformers as a toy line, Transformers as a fiction,
as a trash,
Transformers third party, Transformers Masterpiece, Takara, Hasbro, and fucking Transformers. And regardless of what angle we're going, he is able to relate at some level and shift it to someone else. And I think he might be the glue that binds us.
Matt thinks no one misses him.
So if Matt's the MVP, does that mean I get a bonus for signing him?
Sure.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
In podcasting?
Oh yeah.
Can I just empty the? I'm gonna go ahead and empty that PayPal account out.
Oh, $16.50. Feel free.
No, it's like $437.
I can't wait to hear that conversation. I'm really
You sound like shit right now.
You sound like.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone in my car. I just got out of class. I'm sorry.
You sound great right now.
Oh, I guess where I'm speaking, I wasn't speaking into the mic.
All right, so go ahead and say it.
Say what?
Whatever you were saying. Oh my God. Never mind. Hang up. I was wrong about the glue.
You know, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just listening to y'all.
No, when you were talking.
No, I'm looking forward to that conversation y'all just had.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. It was
Yeah, it
good.
sounded good.
I might have to address that on Saturday. I had something else planned for Saturday, but I might have to address that on Saturday.
We were just sharing sausage recipes as well.
Matt, how much weight have you lost?
I am down 31 pounds in a month and a half.
Let's make some noise for that, goddammit.
Yeah!
I'm hoping to be down by 40. I'm hoping to be down 45 or 40, at least 40 by TFCon.
At TFCon, I want to eat deep dish pizza with you.
Oh, we will. I told you we are gonna go hang out Thursday all day.
All right, let's move on to Hasbro news.
Wait, Matt, did you get anything this week?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, today I got in that Iron Factory, the female jet. What?
Did you get punch, counter punch?
Yeah, I got punch, counter punch this weekend. I got the MMC kitty, the MMC kitty cat. And over the weekend, I started a rabbit hole. I got the NECA Ultimate Chucky, Ultimate Jason from Friday the 13th Part 6, the Freddy from the second movie, and the original It clown. And I'm on the first two I've opened. The Chucky and Jason are wonderful, beautiful figures. I love them, and I'm hooked now. So I'm trying to get a little horror shelf going on and everything. I need like Michael Myers and Leatherface and Pinhead.
Did he say whore?
It sounded like he said a horse shelf.
Horror shelf.
Whores.
Horse?
Whores. Multiple whores. God damn.
And I think that's it. I'm getting Zeta Onslaught soon from Hanny, and I ordered the Magic Square, the Beachcomber 2-pack and a Sideswipe today too. So,
Matt, did you get that Jason from Target?
No, I got the Chucky from Target. I got the other three from GameStop.
Did they have any more of the Jason? Because I'm having a really hard time finding that one.
Which one? The 6?
Yeah, the Part 6. Yeah. The
I can
Jason
go check.
Webb.
I think they have one. They had a couple. I think 6.
If you happen to go in there and they have one, can you grab me one and I'll pay you to ship it to me?
Yeah. No,
I won't pay for the figure, but I'll pay for the shipping.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
If you happen and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh!
These are my first NECA figures, and I love them. They're awesome.
Those
I reached out
turtles.
to Bob, asked him what he thought of them, and I'm really surprised.
Those turtles are trash.
I think did I mention the last time I was on? Actually, did I mention I got Spider Ham and Pork Rind and Part 2 Jason? That just made me remember that. I can't remember when the last time.
I think I remember you saying.
Okay, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take Matt's honor or derail Robert's bullshit.
Don't derail my bullshit. Hasbro news, Matthew.
Yay!
MPM.
I can't see what we're talking about, so just I had to picture it.
MPM 07 in hand images. Let's see what this is.
Is
this the Bumblebee?
It's the bug Bumblebee from the movie.
Okay. Yeah, it looks good.
Are you getting it?
Probably. Yeah.
What about the fact?
I'll get it.
Yeah, but what about the? Okay, fine. But what about the fact that this is actually not what the robot looks like in the movie?
Oh yeah, I saw you mention that. That's fine. I don't care. I mean, it's though I've seen some. I think that they've got some videos out already on it, and I watched one, and it looks good.
Yeah, that video is actually included in this. That review is actually that's what this link is, but there's pictures.
Yeah.
The pictures are more practical.
I watched the video. It was pretty good. I don't know how much it's going to be, but I'll probably pick it up. We'll see.
$89.95.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Well, that's if you get it at Toys R Us.
Oh, that's true. $50-$60. Yeah, I could definitely get it for $50 or $60. I'd be happy with that.
Well, 50 or 60?
50 the best would be, but if it's 60, I wouldn't mind another $10. That's fine.
What if it's $89?
That's getting up there. I don't know. We have to say I may have to wait till it goes on sale. Then if I do that,
Matt might have to drop an extra 99 cents just to make it even. So it's $89.99. Who do you think's going to carry this thing at retail? Like, do you think it's going to be at a brick and mortar? Maybe Target or Walmart, because they're both getting exclusives. Target's getting the Bumblebee movie exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they've gotten a couple that were supposed to have been at Toys R Us.
Got Masterpiece figures. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be cool to walk in and see some Masterpiece figures on Target.
Yeah, see some Masterpiece figures, a whole bunch of the same Star Wars figure from Rogue One. That'd be pretty cool.
Is Bobby getting this?
Oh yeah, I'm sleeping out whenever it's Midnight Madness. I'm gonna be right there, ready.
He was staring at the walls. That's what took us so long.
Send it.
Are you gonna wear like a red vest and pretend to work there so that you can get in early?
God, are you kidding me? I'll be right there.
Are you gonna be diving through like the carts in the back?
I'll be diving and driving and flying.
Are you gonna go on Bumblebee Friday?
Oh my God!
This?
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
You had to say it like Friday.
I'm gonna be Bumblebee Tuna up in there.
Is there another movie?
Are you gonna dress like that girl from that video, the music video? Oh my God, what is that? Remember the girl dressed like the Bumblebee in the '90s music video?
Oh, the Blind Melon.
Yeah, you gonna be Blind Melon, Bobby?
Oh yeah.
Bobby, you're gonna die of a heroin overdose like a year after your album comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
I'm gonna focus more on just the buying the toy part. Buying and driving.
Are you gonna
flying?
You getting this, Bubby?
Flying.
Diving.
Isn't Aquaman coming out around that time too in December?
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah.
Nice. Gonna be a pretty good month.
I hope he says my man.
I'm actually looking forward to that. It looks pretty good.
No, dude. As soon as I saw soldiers on seahorses, I was like, "Yeah, buddy."
Hell yeah!
I hope the CGI is as good as in Justice League. Mwah! Oh, yes! I wish those fish people look just as good as fucking Ramstein. What was his name? Whitesnake.
Oh, Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, yes.
Oh, I hope all the fucking seahorse soldiers have mustaches.
Now, is Aquaman going to be riding the double seahorse? Like, one on each foot?
I hope so. I hope so. One foot on each seahorse.
Just going, my man.
Dude, sign me up for a good time.
Yeah, Aquaman's he's half human, so he's gonna be riding an actual horse being pulled by two seahorses.
I'm not afraid.
He'll just be polluting the ocean as he goes.
I am not afraid. I think that fucking I love that, like, that Arthur talks to fish. I love, like, all that shit looks fucking perfect to me.
That was a fucking ripoff of Harry Potter. He's standing in front of the fish tank, and the shark comes to his rescue.
And there was fucking children, and then there one had a fucking hand.
Don't bully me.
Just like Harry Potter. Shark. Harry Potter had a hand, and now this kid has a hand.
It's gotta be a ripoff. It's Harry Potter.
My man.
Wait, hold on. Aquaman has a trident, which is a glorified stick. Harry Potter has a wand. That's a glorified stick.
I have a feeling
this
is the second to last DCEU movie we're getting.
It was the same scene from Harry Potter when he's in the zoo and he's talking to the snake and his cousin falls in the thing with the snake.
That's true, man. They both had legs. Dude, you're on. They both had hair. Right or wrong.
Are they not shooting Wonder Woman 2 now?
Yo, why
no, I'm saying I think Wonder Woman 2 is going to be the last one.
Huh?
I think Wonder Woman 2 is going to be the last one. I don't think we're going to see another DCEU movie after Wonder Woman 2.
My man.
Really?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Robert. Voldemort wore black Manta.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Yo, is it just me or does Black Manta look like something from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? I mean, this movie's stealing shit from everyone.
Black Manta actually looks just like the fucking comic book. That's like one of the things about it that I really like.
Yeah, Black Manta looks great. Fucking Ocean Master looks great. Like a lot of that shit in that movie looks fucking right on.
Black Manta looks just like Repugnus.
And the thing that looks most inaccurate is Aquaman.
Yeah, he should be like blonde hair and blue eyes.
No, you can't do that anymore.
Aryan race.
He should have yellow hair.
You can't do that anymore. You're on some Hitler shit.
I kind of hope he gets his hand chopped off, or he
I'd be
chops
okay
his
with
own hand off.
I'd be okay with
gets
that.
the fucking
Yeah.
the harpoon thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
That shit was awesome.
I'd be okay with
I was
that.
hoping for a second Aquaman too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be up for a lot of that shit, man. But I think I got a feeling like they've already moved. Like this Joaquin Phoenix movie has already started moving. We're already at like fucking 2 hours. Let's move on.
Wait, hold on. One more thing, Matt. Wouldn't Aquaman, second Aquaman 2 be Aquaman 3?
Probably.
Okay.
I think the second Aquaman 2 would be Aquaman 4.
Nah.
It could be square though.
Maybe.
Why?
I just wanna be upfront with everyone. I'm recording the show, and I'm gonna be done by 9:45.
Me and Bobby.
I just want to make everybody aware.
On YouTube too tonight. So
Me and Bobby were
Skip
chatting.
half of those things. We'll just go straight to questions. We'll save
Me and Bobby were chatting just a little while ago, and he was talking about how he doesn't understand why Aquaman can't be a woman.
What?
So, War for Cybertron Siege Battle Masters in package. All right, what do you think? You like it, Matt?
Oh hell yeah! I'm looking so much forward to this fucking
All right.
line.
Cool. Rumored MP10 Ghostbusters repaint.
I was hoping Justin would be on when I added this to the news. It's supposed to be a the real Ghostbusters themed. I don't know how that works because I think Mattel has that license, but whatever. Like it's not confirmed. There's no images of it. It's just a pre-order went up. But I was kind of.
That's what I don't get. Like it's not a fucking Peterbilt running around shooting ghosts. It's
It'd probably have like a Ghostbusters logo on the trailer. It'd probably be in Ecto 1 colors, maybe. Someone said Roller might get remolded into a ghost trap. Like, there's all sorts of speculation. You don't know.
They might as well do a Turtles mobile.
It might come with 4 Spike figures, but with the real Ghostbusters suit colors of mint green, brown, that one color, and then
black.
Chartreuse, black. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Okay, moving on. What's next?
Imaginarium Art Shockwave render.
Looks good. It's going to look good on Bobby's lawn. Okay, what's next?
It looks good. I mean, I don't like that pose. I don't think I like the pose standing there.
I don't think I like the pros.
I don't like the pros or the pose.
Pros and cons.
I don't know. The pros and cons. Not at all. I think at this point that one comic cover is like the iconic Shockwave pose.
I agree.
That one
I agree with
pose I've
that.
never done.
Where it says, "My man, Titan Studios AOE Slag."
It looks cool. Not for me, but it looks cool.
My shit ain't opening. And that looks stupid. That looks like he should be battling Godzilla.
Are you racist against 9-headed or 9-horned dragon Thors?
He's got five horns. You got 5 horns?
I didn't even open the picture for this. I saw it once, and that was enough for me.
Oh, that's trash. Bobby's getting it. It's a dinosaur,
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, Prime One Studios AOE Grimlock. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put some parentheses here to signify C comment above.
I just want to say though, real quick, even though I don't give a fuck, I do think this Shockwave looks awesome.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like the pose?
I do. I like the
mean,
pose a
you're
lot.
stuck in the pose.
Yeah, I like the pose a lot, and I think the Slag looks awesome too.
Really?
Yep.
What about Grimlock?
I'm gonna guess it.
Why
looks
does it
awesome.
Why does it look like you got a gimp leg?
Yeah, the Grimlock is actually my least favorite of the three. Something like it seems like you got a big old head on him. Like it seems like almost like a Prime One Studios pop statue.
It's a pop vinyl.
He's talking trash about pops, Greg.
Oh, don't make me put Kel on speakerphone.
All right, let's move it along.
She's coming downstairs too. I'm gonna tell her.
Don't do it.
Bob, you want to take the questions?
I was gonna say, just justify the Grimlock design. It's not a Tyrannosaurus. It's a something elseosaurus that did have a big old noggin.
A lot of trash.
Bobby is talking shit about Pops. Do you have anything you want to say to him? She is shaking her fucking fist.
I wasn't talking shit about Pops. I was talking shit about this statue that looks like a pop that's not intended to.
She said she's gonna punch you, Bobby.
That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. Tell her I earned it.
Punch him in the dick.
This is from MP Collector. A lot has changed surrounding the Transformers hobby since you guys launched SCU 4 years ago. Given that reality, I was wondering what you guys would do differently if you were launching the SCU podcast for the first time today. Would you still have the same cast? Would you still focus exclusively on Transformers? Would you still break up the news in the same categories that you use now? Would it be a weekly series? Obviously, you can't go back and change the past, and given how amazing the first few years of SCU have been, who would want to? This topic is mostly just an excuse to hear you guys reflect on a few years a little bit. So, I've been anxiously looking forward to answering this. If I were to do this all over again, it's ironic. I'm going to give you the layers of irony. I would make it more of a general toy podcast that focused more on Transformers or on third party. The funny thing about that is the Enter the Realm show used to pretty much be a Transformers podcast, and I spoke to them at Charlotte, North Carolina, and said, you guys are into the realm of collectors, and you're only talking about Transformers. You should be talking about other shit. And for the most part, they don't want to talk about other shit other than Transformers, like by and large. I mean, they do, and I love it when they do, and I love their show and all that. Don't get me wrong.
Except Jisk, he talks about penis.
But on the other hand, we have a show that's supposed to talk mainly about Transformers, and I want to talk about tons of other shit. So it's like this odd paradigm. I almost feel like Dust and them should take over Shattercast, and we should just move over and call our show Into the Realm in a lot of ways.
If we reformat it, oh, excuse me. Okay, the burpees. Sorry.
Do burpees.
If we reformatted Shattercast, we might get Lenny back.
That's true. That's true. And then exactly. We'd have to live in a glass case. That's the only thing. But yeah, I often feel limited talking about just Transformers. But I mean, we talk about other shit anyway. But like, just being as though this is a Transformers podcast, like I have a lot, and like Greg and I have a lot to talk about when it comes to Black Series and SH Figuarts and stuff. And Matt and I used to have a ton to talk about when it came to Marvel Legends, and like there used to just be.
What about me?
Like what do we really have in common, Robert? Like
camping.
Bad jokes.
Bad jokes and real dolls.
No, I'm kidding. But I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of potential that we could have kind of tapped in on, but we were always a Transformers podcast, and as a result, I don't know if we skipped out on some opportunities along the way. But it is what it is. I don't have any regrets per se. But if I were to start it, if I was to do it all over again today, it definitely. I mean, we always used to ask, like, where would Transformers be in 5 years? And little did we know that it would be
in 5 years
dead.
Now at this point.
Like not dead, but suffering. It's not what it was when we first started. Yeah, on life support. Yeah, I mean it's true. It's true. I mean, unless you want to talk about movie stuff or what else is kind of popping? Legends. You know, like those are the two things that are like really leading Transformers right now: movie toys and Legends.
Knockoffs.
Yeah, knockoffs too.
Third-party drama.
Fourth party.
Fourth party. Get the fuck
Ninth party. Bobby, did you answer the question to your satisfaction?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. Shut up, Robert. Oh, that's a good segue, actually. If I was to start it over again from the beginning, I wouldn't have had Robert D.
I knew it, you son of a bitch.
But Robert D wasn't on at the beginning, so I'm stuck. I have a paradox here.
What episode did I come in on?
Episode fuck this podcast is going to be a comedy show.
Does anybody know the first episode I was on?
Around 50?
32.
Are we on 666 yet?
32.
Oh.
500 episodes ago.
Man, we got a lot of crack for that $100 though.
There's 200.
Oh, well, okay, never mind. Then that's why I thought it was a whole lot. All right. I thought we got hooked up. I guess Bobby took us to the wrong part of Baltimore.
I'm surprised MP Collector thinks you've only been around for 4 years. We've been around for 5 years.
Oh, damn, we're a Legion.
We've been around 5 years, MP. Shame on you.
And this actually, to reference what Bobby was talking about, the reason that I was poking at Paul earlier in the show,
I'll see,
is because I read this question. How many Pauls? I mean, how many Pauls really live out there? How many Pauls do I really need to? Do I really need to elaborate, Paul C? Like, there's only like.
You have a favorite Paul.
No.
Remember Paul?
He's my little. No, Paul C is my favorite Paul.
Your West Coast Paul.
He's been friends on social media with Kit longer than me. I found out. I found out about 6-7 months ago. They're buddies.
That's creepy.
And they share pet pictures and food pictures and shit. Yeah.
That's creepy. Back off, Paul C.
Yeah, Paul, watch it. I'll come to your house and spit on your dumplings.
Ew.
I couldn't think of anything to say. I'm not really a third person. Anyway, no. The reason I called him out to begin with, the earlier in the show, was because in a chat that you're in, Robert, I invited Bobby to. Matt left. Bobby didn't want to be a part of it. And I don't think Justin cares about social media. So there's that. TJ Duckett said to there's like a toy company I think he got hired to do photos for. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't fucking burn me. But I think it's the same company he posted that he got hired to do photos for, and they make robots. And he was like, "Do you think this would be a good company for Shattercast to interview?" Just throwing it up, just as a topic. And then I didn't see it until after there was a discussion, but like Paul C was like, "Well, I don't think the Shattercast guy. I don't think it'd be a good fit. I don't think they're all super knowledgeable about super robots and Japanese mecha. They would admit it. Blah 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 blah."
Man, fuck you, Paul.
And then Justin Lett said something. It's like, "Yeah, they don't talk about games very much either." Like, and it was just like kind of like that's not the thing. And I came back at him like joking. I was like, "Well, if it wasn't called Shattercast, a Transformers podcast, we'd probably cover more Japanese robots video games." And it was just a joke. And I was like, "Don't assume our pronouns and blah, 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 blah." But it got me to thinking. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of would like to expand.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we all collect different shit except for Robert. I mean, I guess he collects fucking legal fees.
This is true.
And we all collect different shit, though. Like Bobby, you and I, we collect similar things at different fucking price points because some of us aren't greedy for money.
Greedy.
We're not rich.
DVDs in the mail. Yo, you ever lose that DVD, Bobby? No, you never lose a DVD, do you?
I didn't, but one time I sent the wrong DVD back.
You always get that. You got that system. There's a system for those DVDs.
There is a system. There is a system.
I know it. I knew it.
Captain Schedule.
Captain Schedule.
Matt collects Transformers. He's getting it in NECA. You still have your Marvel Legends, right? Or did you sell them?
He sold them.
But I'm still knowledgeable about Marvel. I wouldn't mind expanding either. I mean, I still know stuff about all that, like y'all dabble in. I could, an hour I could study it. It's no big deal.
Matt, you sound great right now on your phone. You sound fucking fantastic.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I would love to expand. If we want to do that, I'm all aboard. My true love is Transformers, and I still hope we will talk about them. But if we want to talk about other stuff, and we always do anyway, Star Wars, Marvel stuff, I just brought up Aquaman. I'm all for it. I mean, I love our chemistry. I think that's why we've lasted so long. And I'm upset that we've lost people on the way. Oscar, Lenny, man. Antoine.
Me too.
And I wish they
Lenny.
were.
He said Lenny.
But I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. I was telling Robert that you said Lenny.
Oh yeah, I said Lenny, Oscar, and Antoine.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would have, go along with us.
Yeah. Right.
But I think our chemistry is one of the main reasons that people still listen to us and that we've been around for so long is because we just mesh together. I mean, we just have different personalities, but when we come together on Shatteredcast, it's fun. We have a great time and everything. But like I said, if we want to expand, I'm all for it. Sign me on.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget about how we all come together at TFCon too.
Don't forget about how we spit on each other's dumplings.
I don't even know what that means. But
I meant actual dumplings.
I meant balls.
What about you, Robert?
That's gay.
I think that this is very organic, and we are doing what we talk about what we want to talk about. We feel beholden to Transformers because we're a Transformers podcast.
Well, we're actually a Transformers podcast, but yes,
Transformers. Oh God, we got to bring back those magnets.
Yeah.
But
I still have like
magnets.
I have 3 or 4 of them.
Send me one. I never got a magnet.
All right, I'll shoot you one tomorrow. You'll get it on Monday.
Yes. So I like the fact that we're anchored in something, and I think there's an ebb and flow to everything. So right now, it's waning. The Transformers and the stuff to talk about and the interest. While there is other stuff to talk about anyway that's connected to Transformers, but it doesn't restrict us. I think most of the time we're talking about other shit at this point. And like Matt said, we have good chemistry, and I think that's why people won't get involved still. And we're all very interactive, except for you, Bobby. We all interact a lot with everyone else. Well, it's true.
It is true. It takes a lot to get Bubby back into the chat and to talk to us. So
I'm just like look, I'm a driver, I'm a flyer, but I'm not much of a texter.
No. I meant with everyone else in the community. I think a big draw for us, and I can't speak to other shows. We are all very much out there. We interact with people. We pull people in and we involve them. So I think that is part of the pull for why people still listen to us. What, honey? Come here, sing. Everybody knows.
It's 9:30 at night to the listeners, and that's a 2-year-old, 3-year-old just having a bit of a walkabout, singing songs.
She's a flyer. She's a driver.
She comes into the room.
Hey, if I wasn't doing the show, they'd be in bed.
Robert doesn't say, "Take your little ass to bed." He says, "Come in here and sing a song."
No, I put her to bed.
I like when they sing a song.
Yes.
Hey,
sing it,
Matt, can I share something with you missed earlier? We discussed.
Sure.
Do you want me to send it in the G3 or the important? Which one is easier for you?
I don't. Well, I'll have to look at it later.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
Well,
that's ironic. You say that. I'll post it. That's ironic you say that. I'll post it in the important chat then.
Just because I need to edit this and then I need to shoot it over to Matt. There's a lot that needs to get done tonight.
Did you say shoot it over or shit it over?
Shoot it. I'm going to go to bed before your kids. That's a fact.
Dude, you were doing a review at 7 p.m. and you got called out because you're like, it's 7 o'clock. I should be sleeping right now, but instead I'm going to do a review. And people are like, dude, what are you, fucking 85?
I didn't say I should be sleeping late right now, but like you got to understand, if I start shooting,
it's 7 o'clock, it's fucking late.
Correct. And guess what time I went to bed that night?
9 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning.
You stopped by Dallas Barbecue and you got the early bird special.
Listen, Robert, I'm gonna take it for Bobby right now, and he knows it takes a long time to edit that shit out, man. So I'm on his side on this one.
Like
it takes a little while.
Oh, look at you!
You're talking about an hour worth of shooting, and then uploading time, and then editing time, and then exporting time, and then like fucking uploading time back to YouTube. Like it's there's a lot that goes into that. Like
2-3 hour process.
All I know is that shit was funny. It was like you were like, it's 7:15. It's very late at night. I'm gonna do.
I didn't say it was very late at night. I said it's gonna be a late night.
Papa should
and
be
it was a late night.
And everybody was like, what are you, 87 and a half years old? And you're like, yes, I am.
How about this? Fuck you.
Shardouts to Cool Table Network, ROC, Edges Around, Toy Detox, Plastic Fanatics, Spirit Bolters, Nerd Rage Radio, and Wigs. And my personal favorite, the well-established gentleman's show, Stasis Lock. At Real Robot, at Fear Corpse. I am Ratchet. Third Party TF Crashers, and Open Your Toys Podcast. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. The sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities,